What up, YouTube? It's your girl, DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. So happy Wednesday. Another impromptu live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Listen, as you come into the building, make sure you are thumbsing up the live stream. As you come into the building, hit the like button. That is super, super important. You guys, hit the like button as you come in. I had to jump on this one, y'all, because y'all know how I feel about Mowry and her whole situation. So I wanted to jump in here on this one and get y'all thoughts on it. As you come in, hit the like button. Also, if you haven't hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content, go ahead and do that as well. And if you are new to the channel and you like the content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. So we are back in the building, y'all. As y'all come in, hit the like button, y'all. Shout out to everybody watching. Lorenzo Redmond in the building. Farrell, what's going on, Farrell? Ray, how are you? Joseph, Ben, Night Show, how are you? Garudo Legends, Ty, Bootcamp. Shout out to y'all. I hope y'all are doing good. Thank y'all so much for being here. Make sure you are continuously supporting the channel, y'all, to make sure that this channel is thriving and and growing by just watching the content already posted on the channel, liking it and sharing it if you can. That will help out a whole lot. And if you're feeling generous and you want to support via Cash App or Super Chat, you can do that as well. That definitely helps as well. So, yeah, y'all see the title. So title of this stream, Mowry wants her ex back, baby. She want Corey back, but they're saying, allegedly, Corey is saying, hell to the no. So listen, I was worried there for a second because there were people who were speculating, allegedly, that Corey was open to reconciling. But from what we're hearing, Corey is not. Corey is good with the co-parenting situation from what we're hearing, and he does not want to dive back into that. And it makes sense to us. So I want to play a little bit of a clip from this YouTuber. Her name is Miss T. Shout out to her. If you haven't subscribed and you like that type of content, go over and subscribe to her channel. I'm going to play a little bit of a clip from her commentary on this and her thoughts. And then we're going to go ahead and get into it, y'all. Plus, we have some more clips that I want to share with you guys and get y'all thoughts per usual. We got to get into the shenanigans, right? Because at the same time, it's becoming hilarious and laughable, but at the same time, it's still serious. But we're going to get into some other clips as well. But first, I want to play this about Tia. Oh, and shout out to Crimson Cure. This is Crimson Cure's t-shirt. Unbig your bag, child. We all got to try to unbig our bags. So I'm just saying, shout out to Crimson Cure. This is her t-shirt. So if you haven't supported her, go get a t-shirt. Get a t-shirt. Support your favorite content creators. Go over and support. Also support by getting a t-shirt, a mug, or something like that, just to support the channel, y'all. We need every bit of support that we can get. So make sure you guys are doing that if you can. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna start the clip. As you come in, hit the like button though. Here we go.
So yeah, it looks like the single life is not going that well for Tia Mowry because it looks like she's trying to spin the block with her ex-husband Corey Hardrick. But Corey is not having any of it because he just threw some major shade at Tia for trying to win him back. Now Tia and Corey have been doing a great job of co-parenting their two kids after Tia filed for divorce in 2022. But it looks like Tia wants so much more for Corey. Well y'all, it looks like we're about to see some more drama from these two because Corey is ready to put it all out on Front Street to embarrass Tia. So let's break it down. It's kind of crazy to imagine that Tia would be the one trying to win Corey back because we all assumed that Corey would be the one pushing for reconciliation, not Tia, because she was the one who filed for divorce first. Now Tia announced their divorce in 2022 on Instagram saying, "I have always been honest with my fans and today is no different. I wanted to share that Corey and I have decided to go our separate ways. These decisions are never easy and not without sadness. We will maintain a friendship as we co-parent our beautiful children. I am grateful for all the happy times we had together and want to thank my friends, family, and fans for your love and support as we start this new chapter moving forward in our lives." Now, we all thought that their relationship was rock solid at first, but clearly we couldn't have been more wrong. From the outside, they gave us this picture-perfect vibe, like everything was smooth and steady. But when the news of their divorce broke, it felt like a curveball that no one saw coming.
Now, listen, this idea when people talk about marriage, and especially marriages that are public, people who are public figures or people who are celebrities, when you see a couple together, they're not supposed to display their dysfunction or issues that they have in a marriage. That's supposed to be between the two of them. And I think a lot of people get it twisted when they're thinking that you're supposed to come out in public and just show all your grievances and expose what's going on in you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to come out in a way that looks good to the public. And I think people misconstrue that and make it seem like, oh, they're fronting and they're putting on this happy image of a happy marriage when it's turmoil and it's all destroyed. What do you want people to do? Just because they're married, you mean they're supposed to come out and fight like cats and dogs to show y'all that they have disagreements or show y'all that there's something going on? No, that is supposed to be kept privately. That's supposed to be between the two of you, not the whole world. And this is why I think it's important for everybody to not put your entire existence of what goes on in your family life on social media, because it could be very disruptive and it could definitely destroy a relationship. So you shouldn't put your issues, your personal issues and grievances with your family and your marriage on public display, because I think that's a disaster waiting to happen. And so that's what Tia, in my opinion, did when it came to her divorce. This is not something she should have put out there, in my opinion, because it's backfiring. And everybody didn't need to know what was going on, because people already speculate and people already gonna come up with their own conclusions without even having any information. So why would you give them more to go with, as opposed to keeping that private, especially when you have children? So y'all already know how I feel about this. Tia went on this journey, this celebration and a graduation, and it's such a journey, and it was great, and she had kids with him, and that was it. She was done with him and she was moving on, because she needed to explore. She needed to find herself. She needed to see what was on the other side, because she had been with Corey since she was in her 20s, and that's all she ever known when it comes to riding the CCs. So she felt like she needed to get out and explore herself and figure out what it is that she wants, and didn't realize what she was leaving behind, didn't realize the mistake that she was making, in my opinion, didn't realize how detrimental this would be to her livelihood and the very thing that she's chasing, her happiness. And I think a lot of women think that when they're married, it becomes mundane, and they become unhappy, and they listen to their single friends and think that it's so much happier over there, when a lot of times those single friends are trying to get what you have, and they don't realize what they have until it's gone. So you make a hasty decision, like leaving your husband, breaking up your family, thinking that you're going to still find love in the way that you want it, and think you're going to find somebody who's miraculously going to give you all the happiness in the world, something that you didn't believe that you was getting from your own marriage. And this is why I say women make mistakes based off of their emotions and their feelings, and it's not really the best choices to make. So I wouldn't be surprised if she is trying to get back with Corey, because Corey was probably the best thing that ever happened to her relationship wise. He married her. They married young. He was there. The man said he was not cheating on his wife, because they were trying to pull that card and say, oh, I bet he cheated. I bet he did this. They automatically go to the man and assume that the man is the one who's messing up. And that wasn't the case. And of course, every relationship or marriage go through things, but you're supposed to work it out. But they're allegedly saying that she is now looking for therapy. Why do you want to do therapy after you make this hasty decision? And not think it through, which she did say in her documentary or TV show or whatever, that she thought about this for a long time. Well, you didn't really think it through, because it doesn't appear to be anything majorly that Corey did that was wrong. And for whatever reason she made the choice, which we do see now, it's clear. She was on a journey. She was a celebration and a graduation. And at the end of the graduation, It's a celebration and you get a diploma and you're supposed to be happy. So I guess the children, they're the diploma that you got from this graduation. And now you can go on and do what? Find what? You know what I mean? Everybody in them comments, the people who were applauding her at first were the same ones who came back and told her, girl, ain't nothing out here in these streets. Girl, you better go get Corey back because Corey's looking very handsome. He didn't cheat on you, girl. What what was going on? Why would you leave Corey? Corey looking good. His career is thriving now. And you left him at a time that was really, you shouldn't have, left him in the first place, but you left him at a time that was not optimal. And so she get out here, she start dating and realizes that there ain't nothing out here. The people telling her, girl, go back to your man. And they're allegedly saying that's what she's trying to do. But Corey say, no, it's good. I'm good. I'm good. And see, this is where it's all, I said it before, this is where it all start taking a turn and a twist. And that very celebration and the graduation and this journey to find myself and my happiness. It's all about my happiness, my happiness, my happiness. I want to be happy. Me, 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 me. And you're not thinking about the overall picture, see. It's all about you and what you want, and you need somebody to make you happy 24/7. And then you realize what you had wasn't so bad. Because now you're out here looking for something else and you can't find it. And you realize what you're looking for is not as good as what you had. And a lot of women like to focus on the idea, oh, well, she made more money than him. I'm so sick and tired of that. Who gives a damn? Money is not everything. That's the thing that they're going to realize sooner or later. She's working. He's working, though. And you jump and leave your man thinking that you're missing out and he's not everything that you need him to be and all of this trying to find yourself. And then you go out here, you still haven't found yourself. You still probably lost. Still crying and still stressed out that the fact that you can't find what it is that you're looking for because you had it already. You already had it. But it wasn't good enough. You wanted to see. And now you're going to see that it ain't there. And now you're just going to be by yourself. And that's not what you want, see. And I wouldn't be surprised if Tia starts saying, oh, she's single by choice. And we know that's not the truth because she exposed it all. No, you're not single by choice because you still said you want to find love. And you still want to find love when you had love. It just wasn't in a way that you thought it should be. Listen to these modern women, these women telling you, girl, you should want more. Girl, he need to be doing this and he need to be doing that. And you should be looking for this because, something's not right and this and that, hyping you up to get you to leave what you had while they're trying to strive to get what you had. I mean, I wouldn't be, it'd be the sisterhood that be sitting on the side, telling you what you should be doing. And then they'll be the main ones DMing Corey trying to get with him, child. So I think she made a mistake. Y'all know how I feel about it. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat, says because she went on a failed pogo stick journey. Exactly. Exactly. And it's not looking good. And she's a mother. She's, she likes to tout a single mother. She's 44, 45 years old. What do you expect that you're going to find out here that you didn't already have? Ben Knight Show. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you for being here. Mr. Marcus, thank you for the super chat, says I took my wife back a bunch of times. Wow. Tia, insufferable though. I don't think I'd take her back once. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Marcus. I appreciate you. Yeah, I just think it's a slippery slope when you deal with women who make these choices. Because, how could you trust that they won't constantly take you through the ringer and do it again? And I don't think most men don't want to play games like that. This is why men are skeptical about getting married now, because of women who choose like this. Ben Knight Show says they want to be married but don't want to be wives. Ooh, child. Facts. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate exactly. 100% facts. Reality will always remain undefeated. Next dummy. Right. Thank you, Successful MD. Once again. Successful MD also says she only increased her body counts. Right. She graduated in stupidity with honors. Good way to put it. Keep with the sisterhood while they let each other be crash dummies. Exactly. Child, thank you, successful MD. Yeah, it is. It's and I think a lot of women make this mistake. The ones who do get a chance to get married, because we know the majority of our women have never been married, but the ones who get the chance to get the honor of being somebody's wife and have that title and that experience, they walk away from it thinking that the grass is always greener on the other side, and it's really not. And you end up by yourself hitting the wall, still wondering where's my person when you had your person. The ones who have this unrealistic entitled mentality can't get a man, can't get their person, and the ones who actually were able to get their person are not satisfied. What is in the air? What's in the water? What is going on? They're not satisfied. They're listening to the sisterhood telling them, girl, he need to be making this amount, and there's no way you need to be doing this and doing that, and screw your whole life up. And then you end up by yourself, and then they end up meeting somebody and doing exactly the opposite of what they told you to do. How dumb is that? You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I really think she made a mistake, and I wouldn't be surprised if she's really out here trying to get get him back when she realized the mistake that she made. So, it's just crazy. And Corey, is saying, no, I'm going to move on. And when Corey, once again, finds him a new woman, that's when it's really going to hit her. It's going to hit her hard. And Mr. Marcus says she really should have just left quietly, or that. Exactly. That's what that's what me and my husband was talking about this. And I was saying the same, girl, there are other women in that industry who got divorces. Thank you, Mr. Marcus, for the super chat. And they didn't go on a divorce tour. You made it worse for yourself, and you publicized it. You didn't have to do that, trying to capitalize off of a divorce, which is crazy to me. Anyway, let's continue.
Everybody had bought into the idea that they were in it for the long haul. So when she announced the split, it sent shockwaves. What made it even more surprising, though, was her initial claim that things would remain peaceful and respectful between them. But as time went on, it became more obvious that her hopes for a calm and amicable separation were overly optimistic. Whatever was happening behind the scenes didn't match the polished image that she was trying to present. No, she didn't exactly spill all the tea about what caused their marriage to fall apart, but she did drop some pretty big hints, and from what she shared, it seemed like financial struggles were at the core of their issues. And honestly, that wasn't shocking to anybody who's followed their relationship over the years. But let's face it, Tia was always the one carrying the financial weight in that household. She wasn't just successful, she was already a household name long before Corey entered the picture. But back in the day when they first met, Tia was thriving as a lead actress on Sister Sister, the hit sitcom that catapulted her and her twin sister Tamara to fame.
Now, I will say this, and this is something people like to keep pushing out there, the fact that it was a financial strain. There was a financial strain on the relationship. Both of them were acting together. They met on a set of a movie or a show or something. Of course, Tia and Tamara, they were Tia, Tamara, they were child stars. And clearly, in the beginning, she was the star, and she probably made more money than he did. But this is why I say, for some reason, when it comes to women who are successful, they always focused on the money aspect. And I just think that that's the wrong way to go about it, honestly. Y'all know how I feel about that. Okay, he was working. He was struggling just like there are a lot of struggling actors. She started young as a child star. He wasn't. But he was in the business for a long time. And anybody who's in that business knows that, it's a 50-50 chance you'll make it or you won't. But he stuck to it. He worked, and he worked hard. And, she chose to marry him. And I'm pretty sure not because of the money, because she obviously married him and was making more at the time, but he's still working. This is the difference between a man who doesn't want to do anything and is really lazy and is a bum, as they would say it, and not really out here trying to do anything. But from what I gather, looking over Corey's career, Corey was always working. He may not have made the money that she made because she was already a child star, but he was working. and he was pushing ahead. He wasn't sitting back from what we could see. I've seen Corey in several movies, a lot of movies before he's, before this point to where now he's actually being recognized and he's getting paid for his work, and really starting to see the benefits of his hard work. This man has been putting in the time and the energy to move forward and to progress. But if it's not happening in the time frame that these women think it should, they ready to leave. And honestly, I don't think personally that she left him strictly because of that. I don't think she left him strictly because of, him making less money. I think it was really what she said it was. She felt like he was her first, and she hadn't experienced other men, or she don't know what else is out there. And she was curious. And the only way she could do that is by divorcing him, because, she don't want to be the cheater in the relationship. So she felt like, I got to leave Corey so that I can have other opportunities. I could exhaust other opportunities that may be out there. I could have options, and maybe me jumping too young, picking him kind of, stop me from all the other options or possibilities that I could have had. So her curiosity is what caused her to leave her husband, in my opinion, to go out there to try to see what else is out there. This is how a lot of women think. They anything that is going wrong in a marriage, which, marriages and relationships go through things, was the opportunity for her to say, you know what? This may not be, there might be better. And for women want to go until they can get the best possible option. Sort of like the husband store, and the wife store, the husband store. Remember we did that. We talked about that, where women will keep going, even though if there are good things there. Oh, why stop there? They're going to keep going till they get something that resembles perfection. They're going to keep going till they find something that is damn near perfect. Just to realize that doesn't exist. Perfection doesn't exist. And so that's how they think. And so when you keep going, what happened in the husband store? You get to the last floor thinking that you're going to get perfection. And guess what? There is nothing there. That's just like hitting the wall. You get to a certain age and you realize your options are few. Your options go down as you get older. They don't go up. And this is what they're having an issue with, because now reality sets in. Dang, when I was in my 20s, I was in my prime. I was looking good. I had men coming after me, and I had all these options. But at the time, you played the field. You didn't want to pick any of the options. You want to keep your options open, and you keep your options open too long till you run out of them. And that's the thing that they didn't calculate. You didn't calculate the fact that you were going to run out of options. You thought they were going to be endless because you are a woman and you have a vagina. You thought that, just men, if you were attractive young, you'll be just as attractive as you get older, and your options are still going to be, limitless. And you're just going to be able to get whoever you want, whenever you want. You're going to still have the pick of the litter when you're 40, right? And so whatever man you want, you're going to be able to get. And that's not happening. That's not happening. And so this is why they're confused, because they were sold a bill of goods that was not true. And it is the reason why a lot of these women are crashing out, and they're stressed out because the outcomes that they thought they were going to get, they're not getting them. Successful MD says single women don't keep other women single. They have plenty of nighttime company. Adults do what they want to do. It's freedom of choice. Well, all I'm saying, look, thank you, Successful MD, for the super chat and the support. I appreciate you. Don't do what you want to do and then complain about it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I be saying. Look, do you. If you want to play the games with women, and you women on woman action, and do whatever you want to do, or I don't care, whatever it is y'all want, whatever you want to do, you do it, but don't complain about it. Stand on business, do what you want, stand on business, and don't complain. That's all I'm saying. If you know you made a horrible decision, stand on business, take that L and move on. And if you want a different outcome, try something else. Stop being pissed and blaming men about your choices. They didn't control you. They didn't make you do that. And you can no longer constantly say, put the blame on a man for your choices. If the men aren't there, they're not controlling your decisions. You are. So if you're controlling your decisions and you keep messing up, who you gonna blame? The cat? You gonna blame your cats and your dogs? You gotta blame you. If you keep making horrible decisions and getting horrible outcomes and nobody's there to control, you left to your own devices. You the man of the household, the head of the household as the one. You're the new man. You controlling everything. And when it all falls to shit, then blame yourself. You know what I'm saying? Blame you. It's not meant for everyone to have the same bag. Right. I agree, Successful MD. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy that a lot of women make these mistakes and they don't have to. They don't have to. Mark Rodrigue says she wants him back since she wants him back since she sees his value of how many other women want him. Ooh, even some of her closest friends, if they had the opportunity. I believe it. Thank you, Mark, for the super chat. I do. And that's funny how you can't see what you have and value what you have until you lose it. And then everybody else is saying, oh my God, he looking good, girl. What did you do? This is that selfish mentality. This is when you're self-absorbed and you don't see nothing but you. Successful MD says only 0.00000.1% of women have accountability. You could have just left the one off. Well, but yeah, they are very, very few. Very, very few. Because they exist, but right, you're right. Very, very few. And you can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them nothing. They know it all, but you keep screwing up and crying and breaking down and having these tantrums, but you don't want to listen. So how the hell? So this is why people wash their hands. Like, you don't want to listen. You don't want to take any constructive criticism. You know it all, but you screwing up the whole time and you mad and confused. Why are you confused? It just doesn't make sense. Let's continue.
By the time Corey came along, her career was already in full swing and she had solidified herself as a Hollywood success story. Meanwhile, Corey was still working to carve out a name for himself in the entertainment industry. Their weird dynamic was with her being the established star and having him trying to find his footing. Might have worked at first, but over time, it could have created a growing imbalance. The pressure of being the primary breadwinner likely weighed heavily on Tia, especially because it seemed like they had disagreements about how money was being spent or managed, and while she never outright said it, there was an unspoken implication that this financial divide caused tension that became even harder to ignore. Add in the usual challenges of maintaining a marriage in the public eye and you can start piecing together why their relationship might have crumbled. But Corey himself opened up about the struggles he faced early on in their relationship, even admitting during an interview that he felt pressure to propose before he was financially ready. He opened up about how the societal and personal expectations placed on him as a man added to that pressure.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, every Christmas or birthday, I felt the pressure mounting because she would look and it wouldn't be no rent.
Christmas,
Corey?
No,
not
that's
every.
not true.
I think up until the last year, when she had a birthday, I think she was expecting like something.
Last year, what?
Before it happened, before we got engaged.
Like year.
No, I remember. I felt
7?
the pressure, and we would talk about it on the phone. She would throw little hints like like that. It's probably not gonna work out if he ain't trying to marry me. Like, what are we doing? We just dating, and she don't date, and. So I was kind of like, man, I have to marry her. But it wasn't like I didn't want to marry her. I just wasn't ready financially. I'll be honest. I felt like I was afraid. I was scared. I was just like, man, this is serious. But then I said, you know what?
But I think we have to bring.
Babe. Let me finish.
Sorry.
So I went back to my old saying of what brought me here. What brought me here was faith on that plane was $75. And I said, okay.
This is nice to know. You never said this.
No, but so I said, well, you know what? Money's not everything, and people think that it is, or that's what, you'll get fake people and fake friends and all that with money. But I said one thing. I said, you know what? I got faith, and that's one thing I never waver is my faith and my belief in myself, God, my mother, and heaven looking down on me. I said, you know what? I'm gonna step up and make a move and God gonna take care of us. And that's just the honest truth. And I said, I'm gonna get a ring. I didn't have a lot of money. but I got a really, really nice ring. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna make this happen. And that's the truth. I said, I love her. She loves me. It's real. We'll make it work no matter what. I don't care what people gonna say. They probably, why are you marrying this broke? You know? I said, whatever. We gonna make this work.
But despite
And see, that's that's what it is. She had a man who loved her, and she apparently loved him back. And he was like, he didn't have a whole lot of money, clearly, but he loved her and wanted to commit to her. And of course, as a man, most men, when they're young, are in that situation. Hey, they don't have a lot of money, but they find somebody that they love and they want to commit to, and they want to do better. This is the stuff that a lot of women miss, and they look over chasing money in the bag, and then you find a dude who have money, and he don't want you. He don't want to commit to you. He don't love you. This man is wanting to be committed to this woman, but he was afraid, and he was upfront and honest about it, about his concerns, because she is already in the limelight. And yes, people did exactly what he said they would do. Oh, they worried about, oh, why are you marrying this broke dude? But it wasn't about that. He had a plan. He wasn't just sitting down twiddling his thumbs and not trying to do anything. He was good to her from what we could gather, and even she said it. So, it's a difference between a man who has a plan and wants to do for his family, but he's just not in that place right then, but he has good intentions and he's working towards it, versus somebody who doesn't have any intentions, don't want to marry you, don't really care about you, just trying to just hanging around doing nothing. There's a difference. And so, unfortunately, a lot of the women out there, they choose the pookie who ain't trying to do nothing. You can't put every black man in a pookie position. But there are men who just sit back and ain't trying to do nothing, smoking weed all day, just chilling. And that's the ones they go and they fall in love with and give babies to. But this is not him. This wasn't him. He's been working and he's building himself up, because if a man wants to create a family with the woman, he wants to take care of them. He's not sitting around saying, I ain't going to do nothing. I don't care about it. Just leaning on you to just sit back and make all the changes. No, he wants to take care of his family. He's striving to do that. You know what I'm saying? So when he wants to do it, and he's the type of guy that knows that's his responsibility, he's not going to sit back and let you do all the work. No, he's working. The men and women don't have to make the same amount of money in order for the relationship to thrive. And I think society now is just telling women that, oh, well, he needs to make the money I make or more, and that's all it's focused on. It's not focused on whether he really care about you, his character, his belief in God, or anything. It's just about, oh, give me the money, give me the money, give me the money. Then when he lacking all of the other things, they still complaining and still end up by themselves. So this is just a testament for any woman thinking this way, or thinking that you should be only focused on money when it comes to a man, and a man who doesn't make exactly what you make. And then women talking about, oh, they don't date for potential. Well, because you didn't care. You went out and dated the wrong dudes and gave them babies, and they had no potential and they never tried. It's a difference. You got to understand the difference. And once again, I always say these women are so educated till they stupid. You don't even know what's happening right in front of you. All this education that you're paying for, and it's not really working when it comes to understanding people and looking at a person's character and who they are and what they are doing. A lazy person is not going to do anything, and they never do anything. They're going to sit back in the basement eating Cheetos, chilling. That's lazy. You ain't trying to do nothing. A person who is striving and working towards something, they're working towards it. They're just not there yet. There's a difference. James Injustice 2, thank you for the super chat, says hippo character waves goodbye with the words next time behind him. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Successful MD says Pookies will always poke but not marry and provide. Right. And I think thank you, Successful MD, once again for your support. And a lot of women just put men into that category. Oh, they're all lazy and bums, and they ain't worked up to have this kind of money and doing all this, and that's all they look at, and then they end up by themselves. So this should be a teaching moment for for everybody, of on what's important. Successfully says, did she really graduate? Her dissertation crumbled. She ain't graduated. Right. No graduation, baby. But she probably realized that now. They always realize it when it's too late. And they think that the man is just gonna sit by and just, be so heartbroken and distraught, thinking that that's all that he could get. Because see, women think that they're better than the men, or better than the man that they have. They think they can do better, So it's always this idea of, oh, I'm the best that he could ever get. Because they overestimate themselves and they see themselves as better, thinking, oh, I'm better than him because I make more money than him, right? So they assume they're better, and they assume based on their money that they could get whoever they want, and he's lucky to have them, right? That's always pretty much the notion for a lot of women in these positions. They think, oh, I'm the best thing he'll ever get, so he needs to be happy to be with me, right? And so they walk around thinking that, not necessarily saying it, but thinking that and believing that. So when they decide, oh, I'm done with this, I'm going to actually do better. And when they get out there and they realize, oh, snap, I'm not really getting the outcomes I thought. And then the moment you do that, I don't know, the universe just works that way. The moment you do that, this man talked about how he cried himself to sleep and how he was so distraught of her leaving and breaking up the family. But that's minimized. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about the feelings of a man, right? Or whatever. Get over it. Whatever. And while everybody, the sisterhood is acknowledging that, yes, she could do so much better than him. He was this. He was a bum. She making the money. I saw so many videos talking about that. Oh, he was a bum and she could do better. And she gets out here and she's not really doing better. And the moment she does that, he starts to thrive. He starts to thrive. Work start picking up. We see he's more, he's out here. He's getting these deals with Tyler Perry, getting these, talking about, Tyler paid him the money that he deserved, and now he has other movies in the works. He signed deals and things of that nature. All of a sudden, he starts to, just when she walks away, he starts to thrive even more. And now this is where they looking like, well, dang, I thought when I left him, he would crumble. He would fall apart. And he would just kind of fade, and you're just going to continue to grow and do so much better. And it typically doesn't happen that way. And I think once that happens, you see it, and then it's like, then you start to rethink your choices. Like, oh, snap, did I make a mistake? Did I make a mistake? Should I have left? Why is it that when I left, he's all of a sudden doing better? And they start to think about it. And now what you thought was going to happen didn't happen. The universe really works in mysterious ways. And, I personally don't think that he should take her back. And I mean, once again, listen, and from what we're hearing, he's not trying to do it. And she's going to have to, figure this out on her own. He's not trying to take her back. And I'll say it again, when he eventually fully moves on and he gets him another wife, or, and maybe even possibly another, anything is possible, because he could have more kids. He could, if that's what he wanted, he could move on, remarry, get another kid. That's when a lot of these women really feel it. I've seen videos on social media of women actually crying, pissed off that the man moved on. He met someone else and she was still single, crying, wondering, why didn't he wait for her? Why didn't he wait for her? Why didn't he just wait for her? Wait for her to do what? Make a fool of him, humiliate him, and then turn around and want to come back? Want to double back to him after all that you've done? No, you can't trust that, because women underestimate what men go through because men are not as vocal. That man was hurt. He said it. He was hurt. He did not want a divorce. And she went through with it thinking it was going to empower her and raise her up and make her find herself and make her feel better. And in the end, you just broke your family up. It's not going to make you feel better. You're not going to find that happiness you think you was missing out on. You're just going to be in the same position, just trying to figure stuff out by yourself now. That's just it. And that makes people even more depressed and lonely and sad because you're really not getting what you thought you were supposed to get. And not really understanding what you just did, the magnitude of what you did. People minimize and really don't look at the importance of marriage and the importance of men, the importance of family. They minimize that and just think that it's so much better by themselves and it's important. And I'm going to do this and I'm so great because you make a little bit more money that makes you special, and that it really does not. So I always say, listen, try to make better decisions. Don't make decisions based off of your feelings and your emotions, but make logical decisions and make the best decision that's best for you, and not just you, but your entire family. And I personally think she made a mistake. I don't think that this was the best choice she could have made. And I mean, she probably realized that too. It's hence the reason why allegedly she's out here trying to get her man back, because there's nothing else out there. And especially with 2 kids over 40, we can sit around and pretend that it's not a big deal and that, oh, well, that's just a myth. Who says you can't find love in your 40s? No, I wouldn't say you can't find love. But if you've already had love and you've already created a family and you was already married and committed to a man and y'all just were going through a rough patch, why couldn't you get that therapy and work through that and get to the other side, as opposed to walking away from something you've already established, thinking that you're going to find better at that point? That's going to be very difficult to find, because every relationship have issues. You're not going to avoid it. So you got to pick and choose your battles. What's most important? What's bad? If there's any type of abuse, domestic violence, or anything like that, yes, that is warranted, in my opinion. That's something that you walk away from. I don't think anybody should go through that. But if you're talking about disagreements or you're talking about money, y'all could work that out. Once again, it's not like you got a deadbeat on your hands. This man has been working. He's been working. He's shown that he's not a deadbeat. And I think it was so disrespectful when I saw women out here calling this man a deadbeat and a bum. Hell, they call a man who makes $1 million a year a bum. They called what's her name? The Olympic star. They called her man a bum. This man made $1 million a year, because he don't make what she makes, he's somehow a bum. Well, if you make $1 million a year and you are considered a bum, the whole world is bums. The whole world is full of bums. Then in that case, if you go by that logic, everybody walking around is a bum, because the whole country don't make $1 million a year. The majority of everybody in this country don't make that a year. So by that notion, everybody's a bum, even including the person who stated that. So this is why you shouldn't listen to people on social media behind a keyboard who you don't know anything about their life. They are average working people calling people bums and saying what you should and shouldn't do. It's just crazy. And so this is why I say you need to, be a little bit smarter. Stop thinking that your education, your college, your degree makes you knowing all in everything, like makes you all knowing. Just because you got a bachelor's or a master's degree don't make you smart in all things. It does not. There are a lot of educated fools out here who don't know how to read. There are a lot of people who have a degree and don't know how to read. Let that sink in. There are people who have bachelor's degrees and can barely read. So that's not the metric in which you should use as a success for all things. Just because you got a degree in psychology or whatever doesn't mean you are super smart and that you know everything. I've seen a woman all over the ground crashing out talking about she got a master's degree, but she's acting like she have mental issues. So baby, your master's degree or PhD or whatever don't mean jack shit if you mentally disturbed. I'm just saying. Successful MD says, as men, we are expected to take on recycled trash. That's crazy. Thank you, Successful MD. Y'all are expected to not have standards, to just pick anything. And that's just crazy. Mr. Marcus, thank you for the super chat, says 100% heterosexual, but big facts. Corey can get a better man than Tia. Child. Oh Lord, Lord, not that. Thank you, Mr. Marcus. Wow. But once again, it's women always like to take the approach, oh, you're bashing women, oh, you're putting women down, you're taking away their self-esteem. I'm not, nobody's taking away anything. I can't take away anything from you. But if you're so worried about feeling bad or nobody telling you, people telling you the truth, that means you have more work than you think. You have more work to do than you think you do. Solution equals all men become pookies and graduate. Is that a solution for real? Successful MD? Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, it's crazy. But I'm just saying, listen, I would advise married women who are thinking that the grass is green on the other side, you have a good man, but y'all got some issues, it's nothing detrimental. Stay in your marriage. Work it out. Go to therapy if you have to. Do whatever you need to do to stay there, because that's the best you're going to get. Especially if you're over 40, you have kids together. Keep your family together, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. There's no better out there. The men who are out there who you might be thinking are better, they're not checking for you. They don't want a woman who already has kids and been married and you walk away from your husband just because you think you can get better. The better man that you're thinking is better, whether he make more money, because that's what everybody seems to think is better, more money. So even the man who makes more money, he has standards too. And he's not looking for a woman with kids and no real logical thinking, thinking with your emotions and your feelings and making these decisions. He's looking at that too. He wants something too, and you may not be what he wants. And so then you walk away from what you have because you don't want to work on it. And now you're asked out by yourself. That's a horrible decision to make, in my opinion. You got to do better. Pookies are only required to provide intercourse, right? Right. And a lot of women fall for that because that's what they like, but there's nothing else. There's nothing else. So, once again, this whole journey, the celebration and a graduation, and there's a reward on the other side, meaning you leave your family for something better. It's a setup. It's a setup. Thank you, Successful. It's a setup. Thank you, Successful MD. It is a setup, in my opinion. It's a disaster waiting to happen. And sometimes people have to go through it. Sometimes you got to go through it to see the disaster, but sometimes you could just listen. There's a reason you married the person in the first place. So you married them because they were a good person. And y'all, and especially when you've been married, 14, 15 plus years, you didn't just marry the person. You married a person was good. That's why you chose to marry them. You had a family with them, but then you get to this place of you become bored and you think that, oh, this is not serving me anymore, and I need something better. I need something more fun. I need somebody with more money. I need a lifestyle and all of this. And then that's how you mess up. Because the person who will give you a lifestyle or might attempt to give you that's all they're going to give you. They're going to give you a good time, and that's it. There's no commitment there. There's no loyalty there. Unless you want to go from a marriage to being somebody's rotation. You go from a marriage and the next thing you know, you in this man's rotation. You're not the only one. You got to split your time with him. He's not really for you. And if you're okay with that, then cool. But most women aren't. Most women aren't. So, once again, this graduation celebration, it's crazy to me. I hope Tia finds what she's looking for at the end of the day, because you remember, when you make decisions, you should make decisions thinking of the entire family. I know there are people out there who say, oh, well, I'm not staying in a relationship that doesn't serve me for the kids. Well, I mean, having a family and all of that, honestly, in my opinion, it has everything to do with your kids. It has everything to do with the entire group. Because that's what you chose to do. You chose to marry and create a family. You said till death do us part, for sickness and health, better or worse. You made those vows to that person. So that's what you're supposed to adhere to. And it has everything to do with your kids. And you don't create a family with somebody and then walk away and think that there aren't consequences behind it. And a lot of women walk away from their marriages for just really dumb reasons, But it's all justified because, oh, as women, we can do what we want. And if I feel like this is not serving me, I could walk away and I can get better. This is why it's so easy for women to say, oh, well, I was done. I was tired. He's a good man. He's a good father. He's a good man. If you can come out of your mouth and say, oh, he was a good man. He was a good father. We still good to this day. He's a good person. And you walked away, then that's something that says everything about you. That says a lot about who you are and how you pick and choose and how you make decisions. And it's not good. But like I said, they have to go through it sometimes to see it. And then they know they regret it. And then always, well, if I could go back, there's some women where if I could go back to my ex-husband, I would, because I made that mistake. But he's remarried. Oh, he's remarried and he has other kids. Now you sitting back still on social platforms trying to find a man, and the ex is remarried, got a whole new family. And that's typically what happens, because those men are the type of men who want commitment and who enjoys being married. That's what they wanted. They wanted a family. They wanted to be married, and they're going to continue to do that. If that didn't work out, not because of him, because she walked away. So he's going to go back and usually go get another family. Because that's in his nature. That's what he wants. Most of these men don't want to be single. They don't want to be out here for the streets. Because the men who are out here for the streets are for the streets. And that's what all the women are going after, trying to turn him into a marriage-minded man. They want to, change Pookie into a relationship, committed man. And most of them are not. You wish you could take Pookie and change him into a committed man who wants to marry you and only you want to be with you, but that they're not really like that. They're having a great time, being with this one, that one, and the third. They having a good time finessing these women, doing whatever it is they want to do, because they know a lot of women are running behind them. Pookie ain't gonna settle down. Why? Because he know all of these women running behind him. He got what they want, and they all gonna repeat the cycle, do the same thing over and over and over and over again. Every woman, I think my vagina is gonna save him. Oh, she the second baby mama, but guess what? They turn on each other. It's the funniest thing to see. I ain't gonna lie. It's the funniest thing to see ever. I've seen it over and over and over. All these women think that they're gonna do something differently than the last woman. He fooled around with you. You fell in love. He got you pregnant, treated you like dirt, moved on to the next, and then somehow you thought, oh, the first baby mama, oh, she was just stupid. I'm better than her because I look better than her, and I'm gonna cater to him. And then he do you the same thing, and then now you pissed, and now you crashing out, mad. And then another woman will come along and see what he did to the first two baby mamas, and still be like, oh well, but I'm different. I'm not them. And then when he do you the same thing, you want to fight them and crash out and don't know what to do with yourself. And then we listened to this lady the other day, said she was the seventh baby mama. So every woman comes along and think that they're going to be special, more special than the last ones, that you're going to be the one that makes him commit to you. This is where you find the women on their knees asking these men to marry them, because they're like, oh no, hell no, I'm gonna be his wife, even if it's temporary. It's like every woman makes the same mistake over and over. Nobody learns, because they really, really, really think that they're special, that they're gonna be the one that changed it all, the one that makes him do something he didn't do with none of the other baby mamas. It's the funniest thing to see. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. So, baby, it's just what it is. What it is, and if this is why I say women are the ones who have to have the burden of changing this. I say it all the time. Women are the ones who are opening their legs freely to whoever, not vetting them, not caring, because it's what they want to do in the name of empowerment. I want to have sex with him because he's fine. I'm gonna do it. I don't give a damn about what y'all saying. I don't need to be in a committed relationship to have good, loving. I don't need to do that. Well, just understand the consequences. You pop up with a baby, you don't know this man from the man on the moon. You don't know nothing about him. You could care less. You're trying to get to the D. And then when you got to the D, guess what happened? You didn't care about protection. You didn't care about catching diseases. You didn't care about getting a baby. You didn't care about nothing. So when you get the baby, stop complaining that you got to do it all by yourself. You thought this stranger was going to automatically become a great father. You know nothing about him, his character, nothing. And then in many cases, you see how he is with the other women and how he don't take care of those responsibilities. He's got 3-4 baby mamas that ain't taking care of none of the kids. And you say, you know what? He gonna be different with me because I'm that girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm that girl and I know how to treat my man. And then you get with you, then he knock you up, do the same thing he been doing. And you know about it. But you keep going because you think you're gonna do something different. Then he knock you up, walk away from you. Now you crashing out and screaming and going to fight all the other baby mamas and stuff. It's stuff. I've seen this happen in real life, and it's just sad. Then you go to college and get a degree, and now you're a new woman. Now you're so much better because you went got a bachelor's degree in psychology. Now, you know, or get that degree in business. Now you're a business. Now you're an entrepreneur, baby. You got a business degree and you automatically an entrepreneur. Huh, I'm so much better now. I leveled up. I know my worth. Now you saying a man got to make $1 million a month to be with you because you let Pookie and Ray Ray just make you distraught. And you knew what he was up to. You knew he had all these baby mamas. You knew he wasn't hitting on shit. But you said, you know what? I'm still going to go with him because I know I'm that girl. And then you get that degree. Oh, you really that girl. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't had no therapy or nothing. You just got that degree. Boom. You're a high value woman. So now your expectations are through the roof. But then the man that you want, you ain't nowhere near his type. You might as well go on back with Pookie and play that game because that's all you could get. Because I'm just saying, like, I don't understand it. It is what it is. It is what it is. And you know, and I'd be trying to tell them, but nobody don't want to hear it, you know, because you're so stuck in your pride and you don't want to accept the truth and you're not getting the outcomes you're looking for. And it's really not that hard, but I guess it would be if you're stuck on stupid and you want to just believe what you want to believe and manifest what you want to manifest, then, and you don't want to hear the truth and you don't want to live in reality, then it's going to be difficult for you to see anything other than what you see yourself. And that ain't happening. Then all of a sudden, I'm single by choice because I don't want no man. Now you don't want a man. You've been trying to get a man, trying to get Pookie to change for years. And now all of a sudden you don't want a man because men play games. No, the kind of man you running after play games. That's not all men. But anyway, child, I wish Tia the best. I wish her the best, you know, and any other woman, I wish the best, that they would realize the truth and understand that what your mothers and your grandmothers and your auntie told you was all bad advice. You know, in your 20s, don't prioritize a man, get you a job, take care of yourself. I don't understand. We're the only race of people who do it that way. Everybody else prioritize, go to school and prioritize marriage still, get married and have a family. They start businesses or, you know, they go get jobs. They're not rich. And this notion that, white folks don't do that. All these white husbands and wives working. I don't think people are really, really looking at you don't see white people, you know, even doctors. I said this before, there are women who are doctors. They have husbands. Either their husband is a doctor or he's a mechanic. But they both work. Where is this notion that in a black community, the man have to pay all the bills and the woman just don't do nothing, whatever. She can do whatever she wants. That is insane. Other races of people, they both work. They done took this idea of the housewife thing and just magnified it, but made it seem like most people aren't working. The couples that I know, white and black, they both work. There's some women who are at-home wives, but they're really at-home wives, stay-at-home wives. They're really taking care of the house and the family. They don't have a job outside of that. The ones who work at home, they don't have a job where they work and they just keep their money and they barely do anything. No, they're at home. They stay at home all day with the kids, take care of the kids, send them to school, clean, cook, and they're at home. They're not out. They're not straddling the fence. They're not outside and at home. No, they're strictly at home, the ones who are. But somehow these women just don't want to really be housewives, but you want You want to be able to do what you want to do. Like they're changing the wheel. Like you don't really want to be a stay-at-home wife cooking and cleaning for real and taking care of kids 24/7. You don't want to do that. You just want to pretend that you're a stay-at-home wife so he can pay all the bills, but you still want to be outside and doing whatever you want with your money. Where they do that at? That ain't how that go. The majority of couples, married or unmarried, are working. The husband works and the wife has a job. So where are they getting this from? Where are they getting this idea that other races of people don't work? They work. The husband and the wife. Some of them have businesses together. Come on. So you got to understand and stop looking and being delusional and look at it for what it really is and stop thinking that you're somehow special and the rules don't apply to you and that you don't have to do what everybody else has been doing. You gotta work. You gotta work. Why y'all? Who told y'all that y'all not supposed to work and contribute to the household? Now, just to say it for the people in the back, because people try to misconstrue what was being said. No, if you got a man who's able to work and willing to work and he wants, because there are certain men who just want it that way. They want housewives. They want a wife to be at home and raise the kids. If you get a man who wants to do that and that's what, then that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But that is not the majority. That is not the majority. In this day and age, baby, you gotta work. Y'all gotta work and y'all work together. I don't understand this idea that these women, but they could work, but you ain't gotta contribute. If you do work, that's stupid. That's crazy. How do y'all gonna build anything for your family? How are you really gonna build something if y'all don't do it together? If you just want the man to just pay everything and pay for your lifestyle, how is he going to get anywhere? But you're working and you stacking your cash, man. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And these women are really foolish. And I mean, it's just that don't sound like you really want a committed relationship of a partner or whatever y'all want to call it, working together. It sounds like you want a fool. You want a dummy to just come in and just pay for your lifestyle and that's it. And you stack your cash. So when you're ready to leave, you got it made in the shade. Mr. Marcus says, truth is, if God chase her and Satan, modern women always pick Satan. Child, facts. I mean, they don't pick the right one, so yeah. But they'll always be saying, I'm a religious, I'm very spiritual. And I need a man. God is everything. God don't have nothing to do with your choices or anything that you do. So how is God everything in your life? When you got 3 baby daddies, where was God? Did you just find him yesterday? Make it make sense. Did you just find Jesus yesterday? Because your whole life don't reflect the fact that Jesus, God is everything. He has to be in the Bible. No, your life don't reflect that. So you must have just started yesterday. And that's fine. We don't all get it at the same time. So if you just say you just found out yesterday about God and he's your everything today. But just last week he wasn't, when you was busting it open for some pookie, I'm just saying. Child, get it together, baby. That's all I'm saying. But once again, if you are a married woman and you and your husband are having issues and it's not nothing detrimental, it's not abuse or anything, work it out. Work it out with y'all husbands. Work it out with your wives. Especially if y'all have a family and it's not nothing major. Y'all have differences. And if you are a woman in a marriage with a good man and you feel like it's boring and you feel like you just want something new, y'all need to go to counseling. Talk it out. Work it out. Figure out some things that y'all can do together so that y'all can get things back on track. Stay with your husband. Stay in your marriage. Work it out. If there's no abuse or nothing crazy going on, stay with your husband. You picked them for a reason. Because you're not going to, and especially if you any age, if you married him for a reason, if you married him for the right reasons, because you know that that's a good man, stay in your marriage. The grass is not green on the other side. You're not going to find this rich man and let you sit back and just do whatever. If you do, you're going to be in rotation. And he's going to use you up till he gets tired of you and then send you back to the streets and you have nothing. So stay in your relationship. Stay with your husbands. Work it out. Go to therapy. Talk it out. Communicate. Figure it out. Because there ain't nothing else out there for you, boo. The people out there are struggling. So how you think it's going to be better for you? And especially if you're older and you have children. Stay where you at. Ain't nothing better out there. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. So we gonna move on. Y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. We got about 640 people watching. Shout out to y'all. But we only got 394 likes. So hit the like button. Hit the like button, you guys. Hit the like button. Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you. Hit the like button, you guys. So I want to move on to this next clip. Which I thought was interesting, and I wanted to get y'all take on it because this is serious, and I don't know if people understand how serious this is, and if this is a situation that you would be interested in taking on if you met a person in this predicament. So I want to get y'all thoughts on it. Definitely chime in the chat, y'all. Yeah, likes are free. Please hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button, hit the like button. So let's move on. This is another Kendra G reaction. Of course, y'all know we got to get into the shenanigans. But in this clip, this woman is HIV positive, y'all. So would you date a woman who tells you on day one that she's HIV positive? Let me know in the comments. I want to know your thoughts on that. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the video. Here we go.
You ready, girl?
Hi.
Hi, get in the middle of the camera. Ooh.
Okay. I'm trying
The other way. Just go
the card is over here.
Go the other way, Capricorn.
Okay. The other way.
There we go.
Okay. Can you see me?
But there we go. If you stay like that, I can.
Stay like this. Can you hear me?
Okay, Capricorn, you gotta look at me. I'm seeing your wall now.
Yeah, I'm trying to get. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Okay. Let me move this. Okay. So I had to get on my iPad.
But why can't you look at me? You're looking at something else.
See, when I look at you, I'm looking at you. It's something over here that I can't.
Okay, look at the camera. Don't look at me. Look at the camera.
Looking at the camera. But I have.
No, you're looking at yourself. Look at the camera on the iPad. If you were going to take a picture, look at. No, you okay?
That's better.
This is better, but bring it down a little bit. Okay.
I don't know how.
All right, you ready? If you stay like this, I could work with it. Is your name Capricorn?
No, my name is Nina, and I've been on your show probably in 2023 sometime.
Okay, bring the camera up a little bit so I can see your full face. So you have an update?
No, I don't. I don't have an update. I just want to try again.
Okay, you want to try again. Mm-hmm. All right, I hope we can get this camera together, girl.
I know I'm on this iPad and let's try.
All right, all right, let's try. Nina, where are you calling me from?
I'm calling from North Carolina. I'm like 18 miles east of Charlotte.
Okay. So we got Nina, North Carolina. How old are you?
I'm 57, just turned 57.
Okay. What's your zodiac sign?
Capricorn chick.
That's right. Capricorn. Duh, Capricorn, right?
Yes.
So Nina, 57, Capricorn, North Carolina. Do you work still?
I do.
What you do, honey?
I work for medical emergency transportation, and I transport people to doctor's appointments during the day, and I work at a group home at night, taking care of adults.
Taking care of adults. Okay, so we got Nina, 57, Capricorn, in Charlotte, works for a non-medical emergency group home. Do you have any kids?
I have 2 adults. My daughter will be 40. My son will be 32.
Both by the same man?
No.
Okay, have you ever been married?
No.
Okay, all right. So we got Nina, North Carolina, Charlotte, non-medical emergency group she works for, 57, Capricorn, mom to 2, by 2 men, never married. What kind of man you looking for, Nina?
I'm looking for an honest man, a man that likes to have fun, a man that's first loves God. I love God. I need a man that's we're equally yoked.
So when y'all hear a person say equally yoked, what do you think? Equally yoked, what do y'all think that means? Because I hear that a lot. Equally yoked. And once again, a lot of women bring up God. which is fine. I mean, listen, if that's what you looking for, that's what you're looking for. I'm not mad at it, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's disingenuous when they say that because, like I said, the choices that you made didn't have anything to do with God in a lot of cases. Uh, the main thing, sleeping with somebody that's not your husband. If it's so much about God, you wouldn't do that. We wouldn't have a bunch of single mothers. We would have people who at least would have been married. Even if the marriage didn't work out, you would have been married first before you had kids. So it's just hard to, take it seriously when you hear women or anybody talk about God, it got to be this. And I just said that. But your actions and your lifestyle don't reflect that. And that's what I'm saying. Did this just recently occur that you into God or what? You know what I'm just saying? It's like you're just saying stuff. And I'm saying in general, because I hear this a lot. They're just saying it, but it's not for real for us. It's just something cute to say. Let's continue.
That we believe in the same thing. Need a man that works hard. And when I say hard, just go to work, make an honest living, come home, that type of man that don't go out in the street and party and I don't want no crackhead. I don't want no alcoholic. I don't want a man that's got somebody else. I want a single man, not a.
Now, I will say this too. When you hear women who list these things off like this, because that's been their experience. Alcoholics, crackheads, abusers, that's been their experience. Cause that's but they don't pick the wrong guys. You see what I'm saying? But because when you pick a better caliber of a man, that's not what your experiences would be. Not saying that you wouldn't run into somebody who's alcoholic, but I think those are things you kind of notice when you're dating them. Like when you're dating and vetting, you kind of see if somebody drinking early in the morning or a smoker. I've seen it. And it's like, how y'all don't know these things until after y'all gave him a baby? I'm just saying, not necessarily her, because I don't know all of hers, but I'm saying in general, because you're not paying attention to any of that. You're not looking at all of that. You could hang around somebody, and if they're alcoholic, you gonna notice they're gonna be taking a few back early. They're gonna be drinking early. They're gonna always be drinking. So the signs are there. It's whether you choose to ignore them or not. If you're somebody that smoke, they smoke all the time. You're a smoker. Well, I already know you're a smoker. I see you smoking all the time. Ooh, your eyes a little low. You look high. You smoke weed. Yeah. You smoke all day. Those are things you learn right away because that's already who they are. That's already what they do. They don't just get with you and start smoking, right? And start drinking when you get with them. And if they do, then you part of the problem. I mean, if you done drove somebody to drink and start smoking who never did it before, that's you. But I'm saying these are things that you pay attention to when you first meet somebody. A smoker can't hide that they smoke for too long. They ain't gonna be able to hide that they need a drink because they need a drink. It's like they miss all the signs, and then after y'all done gave them babies or after whatever happens, then all of a sudden all of it just that's crazy to me. Let's continue.
A man that has possibilities.
Okay. What's your deal breakers?
Okay, so this is why I wanted to come on the show. So, deal breakers is domestic violence. I don't want a man that feels like he has to express himself verbally or physically in a domestic way. I've been there, done that. Don't want that. Um, I don't want a man that has children that are under 10. Um, and I don't want a man that stays at home with his mom unless he's the primary caretaker of his mother.
Okay. 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 Well, sorry what you've been through. Sorry what you've been through in your past in dating. Should he look a certain way?
Um, no, I just want him to be easy to my eye. and that's just I like tall, dark. Um, but lately I've been dating um light skinned men. Trying to go to the other side, but then it don't work out. It don't work out. I like them dark skinned. I like them. They can have a little put belly. I like a man that works in the yard.
Well, I'm glad she said she would try to go to the other side and it didn't work out, ma'am. We're not surprised. And one of them with a little belly, that would be matching, energies. I'm just saying. I mean, just saying. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? So that shouldn't even. I mean, come on, like a belly should. We know that should be okay because matching energies. Anyway, bless her heart. Let's continue.
Know how to keep up the yard and have something that he does when he comes home from work. You know.
Okay. What he does when he comes home from work. All right. Should we got that? Should he make a certain amount of money?
His money, whatever that is. I want him to have his own money. I'm not looking for somebody to take care of me because I can take care of me. But I would like if we become, we get to know each other and we become a part of each other. That maybe we might can help. We can help each other. I want him to make more than me. Because I work two jobs that's $20 an hour, both jobs. So I need him to upgrade me some kind of way.
Okay, you got to upgrade her some kind of way.
But he gotta upgrade you. But you just said, long as he can take care of himself, he gotta make more than $40 an hour. But he need to upgrade you. What?
All right. So there's no minimum requirement.
I would say at least 50,000.
Okay.
Of 50,000 to 200,000. I have best friends and they're at 200,000 range.
You have what?
I have best friend guys and they're making $200,000.
So what's up with them?
They're best friends. They're guys that I hang out with. They're high
Well, why are they
school.
best friends and why can't they be your man?
No, no. A couple of them are married. It's a lot of us that stay connected throughout high school.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
And we do things together. So
Well, have you asked them if they got any single friends that would be good for you?
No, not really.
Ladies, if you are with, here's the deal. I always say this. I love that y'all call me. I want y'all to be on the dating app. I want you to come on the show. But everything I do should be second to your reality. So if you have men that you think are dope and just not dope for you, ask about their friends. Hey, do you think you have a friend that would be a good pair for me? Because you're telling me you got friends that make 200K.
But Kendra, a man making $200,000 a year, you really think he's gonna settle? I'm just saying, 200,000. He gonna settle? No, he's not. He's not gonna settle. He's not gonna settle. In all due respect to this woman, because I don't want to be disrespectful, I don't think this is what they would want to settle for. They want a younger. She's 57. She's living, and I think. Look, I love age. I'm not a. I think the older you get, the more blessed you are, honestly, because you living and you got life and you got breath in your body. So I'm all about getting older. We all got to get older. I'm all here for it because I want to live long. But when it comes to dating, those men have options and they're not going to settle for an older woman, close to 60. Like, not really. Like, no. Even look, there are men who say they're 60. They don't want a 60-year-old woman, which I think a lot of people think that that's crazy, but they're being honest about it. They don't want a woman their age. They're looking for a younger woman. So they have options, and they're not settling. That's just what it is. You can't make them. Everybody got their preference, right? It is what it is.
Hey, that means they're around other men and pick their brain and see if they know somebody.
Well, this the deal, and it's before you pick me. I was like, do I really want to come on here and tell this? I'm very open, but it's okay because I'm not afraid of what people in the comments may say. My friends are very protective of me. And that's why I said, I hit you up and I was like, Kendra, I need to have a private conversation with you, because then I need to let you know this, that, and another, and then maybe you can see where I'm coming from. So, just to spill the tea.
Well, hold on. Here's the deal. I actually do have a private group that you could have been a part of, and we could have had a private conversation. But you're on the public platform, so just know anything you say will be shared with thousands and thousands of people. So only share what you want to share with thousands of people.
And that's fine, because this would be this what I'm sharing, and trying to get hooked up is a stretch, because I'm HIV positive. I'm very open about being HIV positive. Um, and I date and I get them relationships, whether they be sexual or not, and they like me for me, and then when it comes time, if we decide to have sex or whatever, it may go on for months, and then it may be, I can't do this anymore. I use protection. I tell a person, if I think I'm going to get to that place, maybe sex, hey, I'm HIV positive. I can tell them everything. I'm undetectable. My viral load, that I can't pass it. And but me knowing that and telling them that, and they okay with it for 5-6 months, but I can understand what they say. Well, I don't think I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, I don't hold them at fault for that. Just be honest with me, because what I know I need is a strong, spiritual, God-led man that understands and do. And it might be, people might say, well, why don't you find somebody that's HIV positive? I don't have a problem with trying to match with somebody that's HIV positive. The problem is he healthy? Because I'm healthy. I know that, being intimate with somebody that's HIV positive that's not healthy, it can be another strand come in, and that could be detrimental to me.
Listen, and once again, no disrespect to this lady or anybody who is HIV positive, but all I'm saying is this: that is a lot. That's a lot for a man coming in who knows what's all going on. There are people who are out here tricking folks and not disclosing their illnesses, and that's one thing which is horrible. But and I think you should if you out here trying to date, you need to let people know what's going on with you. But I think it's safe to say most men would just decline, right? Am I wrong? Most men would say, "Oh, nah, that's and not even." I think most men would decline, but at the same time, too, there are other factors and then that's like that just sealed the deal of men declining. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's 57, old. She's not horrible looking, but all of that and all the factors included, plus that on top, it's like most men would probably decline. Most men would want to go for somebody who does not have that and who is more fit, younger, all of those factors. It's not a shade to her. It's just that's what most men would go for something different. And when you're talking about your what is it, the cell counts and all that, it just seems like a lot. And most people just don't want to have to deal with it at all. Most people might be afraid, like, okay, even though your C cells are low or whatever, they just don't want to. They don't want to take the chance. And maybe that's really the reason why she's having a hard time dating. But that's unfortunate though. Divine Photo says, disappointed in Kendra and the cousins in the comments are pushing a woman with a major disease onto men. Her wanting a healthy man when she is not shaking my hand. When she's not shaking my head. Yeah, she's saying healthy. In what other ways? Healthy. To me, I don't know. Health is wealth, but already that disease is already a lot. So you're risking your health by dealing with somebody with that, I would assume. And you know, there are people, and to my surprise, I was surprised. There are people who are HIV positive who are married to a man who is not. That shocked the hell out of me. And so there are some men out there somewhere who are not afraid of dealing with a woman in that way. Because I saw a man who is not, and his wife is, and they're married, and and they working with it. But kudos to them. But I think the majority of people knowing that up front, that probably would be a deal breaker. Thank you, Divine Photos, for the super chat. Child, let's continue.
When my viral load is undetectable, and my T cell count is like 1911, that's really, really good for a person living not AIDS, HIV positive. So I don't want to be with somebody and then we have sex and then I catch whatever strain he has, and but I use protection, and then something happens to me.
Well, I think your concern is going to be another man's concern, right? Like, first of all, I appreciate your transparency, but just how in your mindset you wouldn't want to be with a person that's HIV positive. There's going to be men that's going to say that's a non-negotiable
Right.
for them from the beginning. So I appreciate your transparency. I definitely cautioned you before you shared it, so you were fine with sharing it with everyone. I guess if you want to share, how long have you been HIV positive for?
30 years.
Oh,
30 years. Okay.
30
I will
years.
say this. I mean, HIV is still to some people a non-negotiable, but the medical field has made so many strides with HIV. It's not the death drug or the death STD that it used to be many years ago. People
Right.
live long, healthy lives with HIV. So if you want to be educated, you can learn that people are living with HIV and they're living wonderful, amazing lives. But yes, someone has to make that decision for themselves. I think it's amazing. I think you have to tell people. You have to tell us on our show. But I appreciate your transparency and letting the
And
audience know.
And in the state of North Carolina, I don't have to tell anybody that I'm HIV positive if I'm in a relationship with them, because that's the law. And how the law is, but I will, because of my morals and my values. But the state law says I don't have to, because I seek treatment. I go to treatment. I take care of myself. I'm undetectable. My viral load is good. I'm at a level where I can't pass it. And people say, she has sex. How can she not pass it? Because you can't. Because I'm well. I'm well. So I take care of myself. Take my medications. See my doctors on a regular basis once a year. So it's me knowing that I can say that and very proudly say that and okay with that. But getting across to the opposite sex and somebody that doesn't know or not educated was like, that's a bunch of BS. You know what I'm saying? But
and and I don't want to sound ignorant, but even if you are aware of that, and some people still just don't are still cautious, and I don't think they are wrong to be cautious. Some people just like, why would I go with a woman or a man or whoever it is, knowing that this is what they have? I'm not gonna involve myself. I'd rather find somebody who doesn't have that extra to do, or that extra thing that we have to be cautious about. You know what I'm saying? Like, just saying, like, whew, it's a lot. It's a lot. Most people would, if they could pick, which they can, and if they can go with somebody who doesn't have that, that's the choice they're gonna make. And if a man has options, he's gonna go with the better option. And this wouldn't be the better option. No matter if the T cell, whatever, is low, they still, T cell counts and all these things are all, they still just wouldn't want to take the risk. AT, thank you so much for the super chat. It says Hippo character collapses to the ground as his chair breaks while the words wrecked appear. Oh my God. Y'all crazy. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Lord have mercy. Mm, 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 mm.
But it's really not. It's, people are living with it, and then of course you
Yeah.
have somebody that could take the pill themselves if they want to be in a
Mm.
relationship with me,
Oh yeah.
and protect themselves, both of us, but it's just, it's a lot of different ways. This has been one of the hardest things for me, to deal with, but it has been one of the most, I accept it. I'm okay with it. It is what it is.
But you have no other choice, right? You have no other choice. What could you do? You got to accept the things that you can't change.
The hand that I was dealt, I take it, and I walk with pride. You know. So
I think a couple things. I love that you're still living a life because that's what you're here for, right? We're still living a life. This is I think the lesson in this though, because you said it's not required to share in your state, which I did not know. This is why before y'all get hot and bothered with each other, y'all should be requiring STD tests because
yeah.
at the end of the day, you have to be responsible for yourself. And I think everyone should share, but HIV is one category. There's a lot of people that got herpes who don't ever tell somebody before they have sex. And morally, it's not right, but legally, it's not against the law. So, if anything, this lesson, one of the things that should come out of this is y'all should definitely be requiring people to take tests before you lay with them because you just never know. Especially, they might not even tell you.
And that's the thing. I would definitely, if I got to the point where it's some intimacy, getting ready to have, hey, pump the brakes. Let me tell you about me. I'm very open with that because somebody didn't tell me, you know. So I was with a boyfriend for 6 years and found out that he was on the down low, and he didn't tell me. But I also want to know your history too. I don't want to. I'm HIV positive, and I'm good. I'm really good. I don't want to catch syphilis or herpes or gonorrhea or Tret or something that you have that can hurt me. So, I would definitely like, hey, let's go get tested. We can both go together. I'm self-explanatory about what's going on with me, but tell me about you. And if you don't, let's just all go get tested, do the whole test. And when you get tested, you have to ask for the HIV test. You can't just go in there and say, I want a STI test, because you have to specifically ask for HIV test as well.
Okay, okay. Well, let's keep going. Did we do the Kendrick Cam?
Huh?
Did we do the Kendrick Cam? I
Oh
don't think we
no,
did.
and I got I have on my house coat because I have to be at work at 3 o'clock in the morning. So, but let me see where I can set it. Okay, let's set it here. But you're not gonna see anything, but
Okay, all right. We got you, girl. Okay.
yeah, I'm
Miss,
plump. I'm a little on the plump side, but
we got you, Nina. Okay, I see you, boo. We got
okay,
some paid questions for you.
okay.
Uh, this one said, Billy the Kid said, thank you for your bravery, for sharing your story. Keep living your life and shining bright, queen.
Thank you.
Okay. Lord of Leon said, this is a difficult circumstance. Isn't there dating groups like that on Facebook for people with HIV or even support groups? Best wishes to her.
I don't know.
You know?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that's she should look into that. She should look into that. That was a good question by Lord of Leon. Good question because I think that's where will be probably a better chance and you know finding people with similar backgrounds and y'all get together. You know what I mean? But you know she don't know nothing about that. But I think that's something you should know about. Go to where it would be more acceptable, where people are having y'all having the same kind of struggle and maybe y'all can make it work. And if your T cells and T counts and all that is low and undetectable and theirs is too, then boom, y'all ain't nothing to lose there because both of y'all, got the same thing. So y'all don't have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could go test together and get it. I think that's where that should be, in my opinion. Successful MD says test and hookups / one night stands equal bad equation. Yeah. Thank you, Successful MD. Yeah.
You're not sure.
Not sure. Probably is.
Naja said, WTF kind of law is Ohio passing? Oh, I guess saying it's not law to tell somebody in Ohio. The world said, I honestly and truly respect you and your honesty. Thank you for sharing your truth.
Thank you.
This one said, she wants a clean man without HIV to accept her disease. What world are we living in?
That's not what I said. I mean, if I said if I can find someone, because I know it's been a couple of people that shared their status on your show, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not the first. I want to just before you finish, she's not the first person to be on my show that has shared that they have HIV. So yes.
And then too, if he's HIV positive, I want to know, just like I've shared, I've been positive for 30 years, undetectable. It's some things come along with being positive. I don't have AIDS. That's totally different. HIV.
Well, and this is the question: does HIV do something to your weight? I want to know? I don't know. Does HIV make you gain weight? Because my thing is, if and it's unfortunate for that she have that and everything. Because I wouldn't wish that on nobody. But I'm just like, does it make you bigger? Because I'm like, okay, if you're healthy with that and you're looking for somebody, what's wrong? What if it doesn't help you? It doesn't make you gain weight. If it doesn't make you gain weight, does the medications make you gain weight? Because if it don't, I'm just like, that's something to work on too. Get your body completely healthy. You might be healthy in one area, but not as healthy in another area. So like work on yourself. Like get your weight. That we all know obesity is not healthy. So I'm like, fat clogs your arteries. Then you got the risk of diabetes and other things. So you might have HIV and it's all good and non-detectable, but it could be something, it could be fat that kill you. It could be, high cholesterol, diabetes that kill you. A lot of people die from diabetes every year. So it's like those things need to be worked on too. You just can't sit back and say, "Oh, this is undetectable," but everything else is detectable. The fat is detectable. So I'm just like, why don't you work on other things too to give you? Maybe there is somebody out there that don't care. That be like, nah, she look good, I like her, and she explained it to me, and everything is good. I'm gonna take a chance on her because she looks so good and so desirable looking, and you wouldn't know. But in this case, it's like, no, you got to work on other things too. Successful MD says the medication is what probably gives the weight. You think? That's why I'm asking. I don't know because it's hard to tell. There's so many people that's big and they ain't taking that medication. So I don't know. That's why I asked Successful MD. Thank you, Successful. The King Jean says, thank you, but the black male delegation will pass. I heard that. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, child. Child. Remember what happened to Magic Johnson? Yes, I do. Child. I don't. Thank you once again, Successful MD. I'm just saying, because there's always an excuse. And even though this lady is, she's not saying that, but I'm just wondering. I'm just curious. Let's continue.
Being AIDS is different. And another thing, I've always been with men that wasn't HIV positive. So it's not the fact that he clean. I'm clean. I just live with an illness.
Wait, but no, you've been with one man because that's the man that gave it to you, right?
Yeah, that one man. But I've always been I was in a 10-year relationship, and he wasn't HIV positive.
So you say after you contracted HIV, that ended, then you got into a 10-year relationship and he never got HIV.
Never got HIV, but we used protection too. But he was very well educated.
Right.
Well, why didn't that relationship work? You know, I'm just saying, like, in these types of circumstances, if you find somebody who's okay with your status, baby, y'all need to work that out. I'm just saying, because ain't gonna be too many people, I would assume, who's gonna be open to that. So it's not like you got, once again, all these options of people who are gonna be understanding of your situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying, like, how many men you gonna run into who's okay with that? So why couldn't y'all work it out? The one who was open to it for 10 years, what happened? What happened? See, I hope he is alive, because usually they die. But I'm just saying, I hope he ain't dead. I hope so. What other than that, what happened? Y'all couldn't work that out? See, that just goes to show there's some other things too. Like, it's not just that I don't, it's not like you could just go out all willy-nilly with this situation, and then you just gonna have a whole bunch of men coming after you and not really care about your status. You know, even though she's undetectable and all these things, some men just say no. So how many chances you think you got dealing with that? I'm just saying.
I will say this. It's not the, listen, for some people, it's going to be a hard no from the door. It's just what it is.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm quite sure you
Mhm.
are aware that some men is just a non-negotiable, and that's
Right.
fair. That's fair. I will say, as a girl who grew up in the Magic Johnson area
Hmm.
when he made the major announcements, and I know the Johnsons in real life, like literally was with them a few weeks ago. He changed the face, and we've seen Magic Johnson live an amazing life with being HIV positive. So a lot of strides have been made in that field when it comes to HIV. It definitely is not the death STD that it once was as I was growing up. But even with all that being said, to some people, it still would be a non-negotiable.
I totally understand it, and I could honestly say if it was me on the other end, and I wasn't positive, I probably would be like, you know, it's just what it is. But that being positive doesn't exclude me from being in love.
It doesn't. It doesn't exclude you from being in love, but you do have to honor if a man, just like, I mean, I think you do honor this, though. That's why you're being so transparent. Just like you have to be very careful with who you lay with. Like, even you are saying if someone has HIV, you got to see, because you said just because they have HIV doesn't mean that they're healthy. So, that's where some people are mind boggling. Like, what do you mean if they have HIV, they're not healthy? But I see what you're saying. You're saying you have HIV, but you're still healthy. But that is a concern for you. So now there's a person who just doesn't have HIV at all that just might not want to take that chance. You
and
know?
and and that's the stigma behind being HIV positive too. That's the stigma that me and countless others live with. But the difference with me is I don't care if they don't want to be in my life. I am so okay with that, because that's only thing I see with that is God's protection for me. So
And
I'm
they
okay with that, and I'm very
This is that statement right there is weird. That means that's God's protection on the man, wouldn't you say? If he's, God is protecting him from you. Why this all I'm gonna say with all, sincerity. God is protecting that person, or they protecting themselves. Why how does people always want to use God? Once again, I never heard that nobody was married in this situation. You was married to a man, and he messed over you. It's all people creating relationships without marriage and doing everything outside of God. But they bring up God when it's convenient. God protecting you. No, that's God protecting him, because he don't have those issues. Regardless to how it's being managed, it's still there. So God is protecting that man from you. Because he don't want it to end up, just because it hasn't happened don't mean it's not possible for somebody to contract that. And y'all got to use protection all the time. And, maybe there's other things about you, not just your status, but there could be other reasons as to why they don't want to be with you. And, it's not just that. That's why I'm saying she's saying she's healthy, but physically we see you could do much better in the health department. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's not just that one factor, because if she was in a relationship, and it's just my opinion, with a man for 10 years and he was okay with her status, then it had to be something else wrong. So he was okay with the HIV status, but maybe he wanted a woman who was a little smaller. Maybe there's an attitude issue. Maybe there's some other issues going on. Why did that relationship end after 10 years? So even with that, there's still some things that may be causing a problem for the relationship. So that means, okay, that's a stigma, and he might not want to deal with that. And then there's some that might be okay with it, but there must be something even overriding the HIV status that won't keep you in a relationship. Because I'm like, man, Fome, Kome, I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm so sorry. Home, I don't know how to pronounce it, but thank you for the super chat. It says, hey, DeeDee, ATL. Shout out to you in ATL. First time attending your live. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. But yeah, I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. And once again, I'm trying to be respectable. I'm not trying to be mean at all. Just in case you're watching this, Miss Capricorn chick, I'm just saying, like, it's, I don't know. This is wild. Let's continue.
Understandable. Even when I was in a relationship with a guy a year ago, and we was together, and, he get people get in their head and all this sort of stuff. When it's he and I, it's fine. But it was, oh God, y'all know Nina got, and then see the thing, what they say, she's got AIDS. I don't have AIDS. I don't, so it's a big thing, and it kind of like scared him. But he made his decision. I accepted it, and it didn't hurt my feelings. It used to, but it doesn't. I have to have a thick skin.
Well, let's continue. We're almost done.
I think she got thick skin. I'm just saying, and it's good to have thick skin. She looked like she have thick skin. Let's continue.
Nina, when was your last relationship?
About a year ago.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When was the last time you was intimate with someone?
About 2 weeks ago.
Okay. He obviously knows your status.
He definitely knows my status.
So what's up with him? Why is he not an option?
He's young. He's young. He's just too young.
Okay.
Damn, I didn't give, I don't know when, I didn't know people were out here just throwing that cooch around even with that status. I'm just saying, like, you would think that you would be more reserved after this type of thing, that you would really like try to lay low a little bit and maybe find one person who's into you and just stick with them. I mean, but Lord, they be getting it in no matter what the situation is. I'm just saying. And how do you know, if you're concerned about people being clean and healthy, and 2 weeks ago you with somebody, I'm pretty sure they didn't give you did they give you a health check rundown or what? Did they go to the doctor and get checked? I don't know. That just seems a little, risky to me. Quantum Solace, thank you so much for the super chat, Quantum. I appreciate you. Says, I haven't flipped and dipped in America for a decade. The cost is just too great. The testimonies of these women willingly telling us their business, then constantly judging men in their day-to-day life, I can't do it. It's the hypocrisy for me. It's the entitlements for me. They're very entitled, Quantum Solace. Very entitled, baby. A lot of these women are very judgy towards men, but this is the kind of stuff they be doing, like throwing this type of cooch all over, and I'm just like, who's giving it? Who's with them? Who are these people that's okay with this? Damn, I would just be like, nah, I would be a little bit more reserved. Cause I mean, I'm pretty, there's all kind of pills you could take and stuff. But what I'm saying is, it's risky every time you do something. Cause once again, if somebody give you something on top of what you already have, that could be more dangerous for you. She said it. So then the other person, they're not worried about, I don't know. It's a lot. Thank you, Quantum Solace, for the super chat. I appreciate you. I told you, baby, we in an alternate universe. Thank you. It's a lot. It's just a lot. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
Just to know.
Okay. Three flaws you have to work on.
Let me see. Three flaws I have to work on. Maybe getting out more. Um, I'm like a secluse, so I work and come home and go to the grocery store, that type of thing. Procrastination. Trying to write this book, and I'm halfway there, and could have finished it when I was out for a while, but it's still laying on the table. but and um, I let go easily. You
Let
know,
go
I
easily.
yeah, I just if you leave me or do something to me, I never see you again. Even if you walk past me, I will never acknowledge you ever again. That's
There you
my
have,
piece.
there you have it. Okay. So Nina, why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I'm very honest. I'm very open. I'm very loving, and it's old cliche, but when a woman loves, a woman loves. I take care of myself. I take care of my family. I work. My daughter said I work too much. My wife, did you need a second job? Because everything is freaking high, and I want to have some cushion. Um, I'm a God fearing woman. Um, I love life. I'm a happy woman.
All right, let's do it. Nina, you are 57. What's the age range you want to date?
Um, 55 to maybe 62.
Okay. 55. Oh, my pen died. Okay, here it is. 55 to 62. Should he be in North Carolina?
No,
No.
this is my year to travel. You don't have to be in North Carolina.
Okay. We have some paid questions. Um, I think I read this one. Honestly and truly respect your honesty. Thank you for sharing your truth. Okay, we read that one. Um, this one said undetectable equals untransmittable, proven for over 10 years.
Exactly.
Okay. So it means because it's undetectable, you can't transmit it.
No.
Listen, I hear you, girlfriend, but some people still might be like, it's just one of those things, and it shouldn't be. But I
Mm.
think, I think, I think you understand that part. But
Yeah.
but like I do stand on, it definitely is not the stigma that it once had. We have made so many strides when it comes to HIV. So and like she said, she's undetectable. All right, let's go to this one. Um, let me go to this. This one said, if you're in a relationship for 6 months and then they want to break up, respectfully, it sounds more like they didn't like you. By the way, you look like Monique.
What do you mean they didn't like me? Hmm.
I guess they're
But
saying after 6 months, y'all broke up for whatever reason. I mean, breakups happen, child. I don't know.
break up out, yeah. And I look like who? Monique.
Well, Monique is beautiful. You should take that as a
Mo-
compliment.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was saying Monique. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
Monique is
you.
beautiful.
Yeah.
DeHonde07 said, you're a brave woman. Many blessings to you. I hate that a cowardly DL dude gave this woman a lifelong sentence like this. He should be in jail. Was it now? I thought there was a law to this. So when you found out, you know the person who gave it to you, correct?
Yes, he's my boyfriend.
So was you? It wasn't illegal for him not to tell you.
Yeah, he should have told me, but when you go, if I was to say,
You know, yeah. Now there's some slime balls out there. I ain't gonna lie. Successful MD says she got caught up unprotected while young. Baby. Um, Thank you, Successful MD. You know, there are some slime balls out there. There are people who will knowingly infect other folks. That's crazy. They do it on purpose, and that they need to be under the jail. Because you know that should never happen. But Kish, I hope I'm saying it right. Edwards says, peer character sliding on the floor on his knees saying "Go, child." Thank you, Bakesh. Bakesh, I hope I'm saying it right. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Um, yeah, you know, there are some people out there who knowingly infect others. They get it and they like, oh hell, I'm gonna try to infect as many as I can. There are some slime balls out there who will do that, and that's unfortunate. This is why, as women or whoever, men and women, like, come on, everybody got to be cautious. You got to really be cautious out here. It's, and I don't think anybody should be offended if a person wants you to take a test or check, get your health, because either you just be upfront about it, or and get tested, because it's too much going on. It's a lot going on in this day and age. I don't think it's disrespectful or anything to say, hey, if you date somebody, you want to know what they got or what's going on. You can't walk around here blind anymore, thinking, oh, you just so cute and you look so great and you look clean. You can look clean all day, but are you really? You know what I mean? I don't see anything wrong with that. I just think because it's just too prevalent. Daniel, thank you for the super chat. Says, thank God I have a great fiance, because I can't take the Kendra G and the Pop the Balloon show seriously because of these nasty people. If I was single, I'll stay single. Nasty work. A lot of people would agree with you, Daniel. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, a lot of people would agree, because it's just some crazy, strange things going on, and it's too much. It's too much, And you got all these pills for this and that, and it's undetectable and this and that. Like, this is the result of, and in her case, he didn't tell her, and I'm not saying, hey, you can marry somebody. I mean, if you marry somebody, you should have been around them enough to vet them and know what's really going on with them, and y'all should know these things. But just dating and having sex with random people, that's not, I don't think that's, I think that's, you're opening yourself up for more. You're giving yourself more of a chance to get these types of things the longer you're out there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's crazy. And yeah, you just got to be careful. There are people who fake, like they'll fake like they go and get tests and they don't get it, or they'll get a different test and make it up and make it look like it's something that is not. People are doing all kinds of strange stuff out here, so it's just crazy. Let's continue.
he gave me HIV positive. Then the whole case, they would have to. It's so intense how they do the strands and all this medical stuff they have to go through. My thing is, I didn't see him after for 21 years, about 21 years. And I thank God I didn't see him within that 21, because I probably would have killed him. But because I
Well, when you
didn't,
broke up, how long after you broke up? When did you find out you had HIV? You was
like
HIV positive,
a month later,
and then you never saw him again.
I never saw him again.
What, did he
I
move out the
moved.
country?
No, we were living in Charlotte, and I came home and moved to Gastonia. But it's just like he fell off the face of the earth, and I just never seen him again. And I thank God I didn't, because that's when I started getting, not religious, but finding my faith and my healing, going through my healing process. And I did a sabbatical for a couple of months, and to get an understanding, and I found some acceptance, and I forgave him. you know um Now, had I had seen him within that time, I probably would have hurt him. I've seen him a couple of times in the last couple of years.
Have
But
you guys? Have you ever talked to him about
yeah,
what he did?
and the question was, I was like, why did you not tell me? Why didn't you give me an opportunity to make this decision for myself? And he was like, somebody gave it to him. So you ruined my life, you know. And this somebody that I dated when we was like 14, 15. And then we split, and I was probably 23, 24, something like that. And we met up again, and we was like, you know, we always had that for each other. And he's like, okay, let's do this, you know. But I knew into the relationship, probably 6 months into the relationship, I kept getting chlamydia. And I would go to the doctor, and the doctor, I get cleared and everything. And then I'll tell him, you need to get checked because I'm getting chlamydia and you must be giving it to me or whatever. And he was like, I don't have chlamydia. And then he'll say he got checked. I'll be like, well, where's the papers? But then, you know, me in love, get chlamydia again, sleep with him again, get chlamydia again. And the doctor told me, if you keep getting chlamydia, this is going to turn into HIV because of how bad it is. And we broke up, and I came home, and it was time for my yearly. And they asked me, would you like to take HIV?
But y'all wasn't using protection. That's what I'm saying. So back then, God wasn't a factor. But you wasn't using protection at that age. I mean, at that age, I'm just saying, like, okay, I guess you live and learn, baby. Successful MD says the intuition that's bragged about is on layaway, child. It's on layaway, baby. Right. Right. Intuition goes out the window when you making excuses for your choices. You know what I'm saying? Intuition don't have no parts in it. No parts in it. You know what I mean? It's selective in the way it's used. It's selective intuition. You know, selective. Just saying. Mm-hmm. Baby, thank you. Successful. Ciao.
Test. And I was like, sure, because my mindset was, well, it ain't gonna happen to me, you know. And it happened to me. So I'm okay with it though, you know.
So you keep giving you chlamydia and you stay with him. You keep having unprotected sex with him when you get chlamydia, you go get medicine, clear it up, you get it again, you keep getting it, and you keep. We talk about red flags, baby, and signs. This is Lord, and like I say, shout out to this woman. I'm not trying to be mean, but when we talk about red flags and signs and knowing things, people see it right in front of them, but they ignore it. They ignore it and keep going. Just keep going. You ignore all of this and just keep going. I don't understand. Lord, I don't understand.
I
I
used to
think
do
that,
the
but I want to say this. I feel like you have a testimony on. I feel like God works in mysterious ways. I know you called us to find you a man, and they're probably, and you will. Who knows? You may get that in this.
She
That's the main reason. But I think your story is also enlightening a lot of people because there's a lot of people who have recreational sex regularly without taking, it serious. They're not requiring tests
mm-hmm.
before they have sex. And I think if anything, this is an educational conversation that, listen, I know y'all be hot and bothered and you want to go there. There's so many situationships have replaced relationships where now there's no commitments. You are knowingly having sex with a person that you know you're not only their own partner. Like this is what a situationship is, where you have agreed to be sexual with a person and you know you guys are not exclusive.
right.
Now, whether you're using protection or not, you are aligning yourself to potentially contract something. So, if anything, I hope the people watching will start to take sex as a serious act as it is, because it can have a lifelong effect. That one moment, I don't know whether it was 10 minutes, an hour, child, I don't know, however long it lasted, can be with you for a lifetime.
And
Uh,
I for 10, 15 years I advocated. I did the walks, I did the speeches, and how you could contract the virus and things. And you got that young generation. I don't care. All I have to do is take a pill. No, you don't want to have to take a pill for the rest of your life. It's not just the fact of taking a pill. It's the things that come along with taking the pill, the depression, a whole lot of stuff. So it's just, I try to educate, as much as I can, especially in my little town. Everybody in my town probably know, yeah, Nina has, they say it all different kind of ways, but it don't bother me.
This is the person that was, um, okay, this one. The world said people need to stop if anyone is hunching with getting tested. You take the risk. Now back to business. Um, do you put fat back in your collard greens? Oh God. Let's keep going. All right, I think we're
That's a good
done.
question.
Well, this one said filing charges.
Wow.
Filing charges while still grieving with the thought of your family finding out is a lot to handle. By the way, I love you, Kendra. Thank you so much. Thank you, Johnny. Johnny Incredible. I think it's too late for you to file charges, right?
Oh no, it's not too late. It's just that I'm not, because he's suffering enough.
Um, you said, say it again?
I said it's not too late for me to file charges. It's just that I'm not. For one, I've gained some acceptance because two, I could have asked. I take responsibility on my part, and two, he's suffering like hell. He blind, to, on drugs real bad, living his best nasty life. So
Okay.
payback
You
is a
let, so
mother.
karma served him.
Yes, karma is serving him really good.
Okay. The world said, can we move on, Kendra G? I'm nervous and my ready to check my chart. No, we're not. I had to cut somebody out for this. Listen, let me tell y'all something. If I'm in a conversation with a guest, I'm in a conversation with a guest. If you don't like how long the conversation's going on with the guest, then do something else with your damn time. Okay? I will not be rushed in the way I host my show. Now
Right.
you don't have to agree with it, but you can take your ass somewhere else. And guess what? All these complaints I be getting during these live shows. Oh, she spent too much time with that guest. Your ass sit there and watch the replay, the
Didn't
whole
you?
entire replay. Your ass sit there with popcorn, texting, all tuned the hell
I don't know.
in
I
the
like the
long
people off.
in the long guest shows. Let me tell y'all something. It's 2025. I ain't got time for this shit. If you don't like how long a conversation's going with a guest, go take your Mary ass or your Billy ass, man or woman, somewhere else and do something else with your time. This is
Didn't
a
you tell
very
him this
important.
last night?
Say it again.
You spoke about this last night.
Let me
Yeah,
tell you.
because
Listen, because people be having the audacity. I ain't mad at her with that. Because people be trying to tell you what to do on your own ish. Like, come on, if you don't like something, keep it moving. Keep it moving. That's what I do. Hell, I ain't got time. Like, I don't even. I thought that was funny. Anyway, baby, child. Successful MD says, I think he was 6 feet tall and the rest is history, child. I know what you mean, child. It's a mess, though. I wish Capricorn chick, the best. Wish her the best. Hopefully she can find what it is that she's looking for, Lord. It's just, it's crazy out here in these streets. It's I just being out in these streets, which for the single people, I'm pretty sure it's rough if you out here looking. Some people are just at peace with minding their business, living their lives, going to work, taking care of themselves, having fun, doing whatever they want to do, and not even bother with a relationship because it's just a lot. This is what's out there. You know what I'm saying? And it seems scary as hell. You know what I mean? So it just seems like too much to even put any effort into because there's a lot of craziness and a lot that you have to look out for. I don't know. It's just, ooh, baby, I don't know. XYZ, thank you for the super chat, says no accountability. She might be lying on the X. Listen, you have a right to think that way because there've been a lot of people coming out lying. So I mean, it's not that is not far fetched. Thank you, XYZ, for this super chat, child. It's just, and you got to think, so when you're younger, you're not thinking about protection. And now that's all you got to do is use protection for the most part. It's like, you didn't use protection and Somebody keep giving you something till you get the big one, and then now you gotta you gotta constantly use protection because no people don't trust it. It's just, I mean, like I say, there are consequences for everything you choose to do in life. So choose wisely. It ain't about being young and dumb. We got too much access to knowledge and stuff out here these days. You don't have to be in the dark unless you just want to be. You could go anywhere and type in anything and then they'll tell you what to do. So if you're unsure, don't give a man your body. You don't know him. If he's not trying to commit to you, child, y'all go get some tests, figure out what it is, and move from there and close your legs. Stop busting it open for anybody and too easily because you never know what you're opening it up to. We got a lot of single mothers, so that means y'all was busting it open with no protection. You better be grateful you just got a baby out of it because you could get the big one, the real big one, or something worse or whatever. And then, you have to deal with the consequences. If it's something that, you're alive to see, baby, you got to deal with the consequences if it don't kill you. So it just means, got to be more cautious. You got to protect yourself. Not be so easily and quickly readily available to just bust it open for anybody. You shouldn't be doing that because there are consequences behind it. Find somebody that you want to be with and they want to be with you, and y'all commit to each other, and y'all two just do it because it could save your life. Make sure he ain't got nothing. Make sure you ain't got nothing because we always point to the man. Now the women walking around here, itching and burning too. So you got to be cautious of that. Don't be able to just stick that thing in anything because she cute. Because then you'll be itching and burning. And I'm like, who wants to be itching and burning? Baby, Lord have mercy. It's a lot. I don't know. Quantum Solid says, trust. Whom am I to trust? I trust no one. Before the flip and dip, we both going to the clinic, and still I'm strapping up. Passport gang. I ain't mad at you. Hell, that's what you got to do. Thank you once again, Quantum, for the support. I appreciate you, baby. It's just crazy. Yeah, you gotta. And then, this HIV stuff is on the rise. We talk about Houston, it's on the rise, and more people still getting it. They almost acted as if it didn't exist, but it's still out there. So you got to really be careful, y'all. Don't just be running behind something that looks good. You got to make sure that it is good. You got to protect yourself. You got to be it's a different ball game because people are out here running around in the name of empowerment, doing whatever they want. You got to watch who you're kissing and putting your mouth on. This girl had a big ass nasty bumps and sores on her lip, swollen, and then she was pregnant. What was you doing with your mouth? Your mouth looked like a whole diseased substance. Just nasty sores. Like, what are you doing? It just that don't look good. And then you pregnant on top of that. Like, y'all gotta be careful. It's some shit going around and it looks horrible and nasty and disgusting. And I mean, Lord, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not. And my thing is, if you know you got something, sit down some goddamn well. Sit down. If you got something, sit down. Go take care of it, take your pills, and go home. You shouldn't be outside spreading it all around. I don't care if it is undetectable. Sit your ass down. You done ran enough. You done been outside long enough. Go sit down, read a book, chill out. You shouldn't be trying to date. And if you do, go to the places that have people with similar stuff. And then maybe y'all just, work that out. But I would think you done been outside for too long. Sit down now. Because the inevitable happened. That's the consequence. Go find something else to do. Find something else to do, baby. Because dating should be the least of your inquiries. That's to me, in my opinion. Yes, you probably want love and all of that, but baby, you kind of messed that up. You kind of messed it up. So now you really have to be at peace and accept what it is and move on. Go find a hobby or something that don't require sex and a man, or if you're a man, a woman. Just take that out the equation because you're done too much. You got to get to a point to where you say, enough is enough. I done been there, done that. Here I am. Unfortunately, this is the outcome. All right, I really got to accept it and move on. That I may not get no more love, no more loving, no more sex, no more. No more, no more, no more. No more penis in the vagina. No more. You had enough. Go find interest in something else, in my opinion. Because that's a done deal. And I mean, if you're still out here, trying to sling that thing and then somebody accept it and you're still trying to be the street, that's unfortunate. Because that is unfortunate. You really didn't learn nothing. It's time to wrap it up. You didn't had your fun. You didn't had your time. These are the consequences. Just hang it up. Go get one of them dolls with the strap on. Strap something on it and please yourself and have a good time that way. That way it's not, you don't have to worry about nobody else. That's how I see it. So that's just how I see it. It's safer for both parties. I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up on that note, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys watching, kikiing with me, laughing with me, all of that. I appreciate y'all for being here. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. Shout out to everybody who gave super chats and cash apps. I appreciate all of the support. No matter how big or small, I appreciate you guys. Just know that I appreciate you being here. I appreciate y'all liking the stream, which is free. Everything don't have to cost money. It helps in a major way. So make sure you guys are liking the stream, liking the videos that are already posted. I need all of y'all to watch the videos that are posted. The latest videos posted. Go watch, hit the like button on it, you guys. That's going to significantly help the channel out to try to push this channel further in the algorithm, y'all. So please go watch the videos posted. Share, like, put a comment if you watched it. Put a comment on the video, say, I watched it. I watched it, DeeDee. That lets me know who's really supporting in that way. But I appreciate all y'all support. Y'all know I do. Watch the video, say I watched the video, DeeDee. That lets me know that you are supporting in that way because that is truly, truly helpful, you guys. So thank y'all so much for doing that. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Stay tuned for more. I have more content that I will be pushing out and I will be doing more lives. So make sure you have that notification bell turned on and click to all so that you'll get the notification when I do go live. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys for the support, for being here. I'm definitely going to continue to try to rock with you guys as much as I could. And I just pray that you continue to support in the way that you're doing. So thank y'all so much for being here. Shout out to each and every one of you guys. Thank y'all once again. I love you guys. Y'all stay tuned for more. Go watch the videos and let me know you watched it. Put I watched the video, DeeDee, in the chat. I mean, in the comments. I want to know if you watched it. So do that for your girl. I appreciate you guys so much. Y'all be safe and I will see you really, really soon. Mwah. Bye.